Imagine you're walking down the street. You may be flipping through social media or just taking in all the sights. But wait a minute. Look at this. This, and all these other ads you just saw. Our minds are constantly bombarded by advertisements because they are literally everywhere. They affect our decisions and our thoughts, but is it okay for advertisements to manipulate us? Let's start by analyzing advertisements. According to the Advertising Association, advertising is any communication, usually paid for, specifically intended to inform and/or influence one or more people. Businesses pay advertising firms or people to make their product, service, or brand well noticed. The more people hear of a company and their services, the more likely that person is to do business with them. Every business wants to be lucrative, which is why everyone has to advertise in some fashion. Today, advertising is highly concentrated in digital formats because of digitization in recent years. There are many types of advertisements in this digital age, but let's just look at a couple popular ones. Mobile advertisements. They come up in a number of ways depending on what you use your mobile device for. If you use your phone for games, you get video ads within those games. If you use your phone to check in at places, companies can use your location to better advertise to you. Another current technique for advertising is in-game advertising. According to Converging Media by Pavlik and McIntosh, in-game advertising has been growing rapidly, both in dollars spent by advertisers and in the volume of ads themselves. These ads appear in video games. For example, FIFA. You see advertisements for Adidas and sports drinks. Lastly, one of the most prevalent advertising techniques is behavioral advertising, which is popular because of cookies. And no, I don't mean the delicious ones you eat. Cookies track and keep tabs on your behavior, which could include the websites you visited, products you've recently purchased, or any number of things. These affect what ads you see most of the time. Now that you've seen some of the more recent advertising techniques, let's take a look at previously successful advertising techniques. Newspapers. I know, they seem completely outdated, but print newspapers were steadily profitable until the 90s. Newspapers have been in print since the 17th century, so obviously they were very influential in society. Another advertising technique is commercials. Typically, television programs consisted of shows that were a specific amount of time, so commercials could fit in. Now we have Netflix and Hulu, so we can bypass many of those commercials. So has TV advertisements been lost? Well, the answer is no. Since we are still consuming content, product placement is what advertising has turned to. This is when a product or brand is purposely placed in a movie or television program. This advertising technique is somewhat controversial. Our text Converging Media says, critics argue that most viewers do not notice that a product is being advertised, while proponents say this is exactly what makes it an effective technique. Either way, this advertising technique is actively used in today's society. These are just few of the many ways advertisements have and are influencing our daily lives. But is this okay? Is it okay for advertisements to subtly influence our thoughts and daily decisions? One key issue with advertising is a concept known as puffery. This is when advertisements claim more than they can provide. This is an awful moral issue because people are fed fake expectations. When a product or service can't deliver what it has promised, some customers internalize their issues and blame themselves. When puffery leads to issues like this, it is unethical. A perfectly ethical advertisement, according to the Management Study Guide, is, quote, is the one which doesn't lie, doesn't make fake or false claims, and is in the limit of decency. There's really no way to completely identify if an ad is claiming more than it can provide, which raises some concern for society. But just being aware of the persuasive techniques advertisements can use is helpful. It prepares people so they can view things critically rather than accepting ambiguous claims. Now that you know all of this information about advertisements, maybe you'll be more aware of everything that's around you. You'll start to see all the little things in life. Share it with others so they can be aware of what is affecting their decisions, and so they realize how advertisements have changed. It is important to understand advertisements past, but it is also important to understand how ads can work subconsciously and now be personalized based on cookies and other technological tracking. Thanks for watching.